Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. So last night the Driving Relief, sponsored by TaylorMade, was put on, and obviously the guys, professionals, were out there for the first time on camera in what has been 7 or 8 weeks now. I've put a few questions on social media to get everyone's opinion. Let's find out what they have to say about it. So I've asked you guys on social media to give me some of your feedback on what you thought of the Driving Relief event that was on last night. Kicked off around 7 PM UK time, which is quite a similar time as what you see a lot of the golf content starting. It was hosted on Sky Sports Golf. So I put it out on social media asking for you guys to give me your opinions on what you thought of the event. Let's have a look through some of them and see what people are thinking. So the first one comes from Graham McKenzie. You may know him as GMAC Golf from the Shankers videos and from his own channel as well. So he said it was nice to see live golf again, however the atmosphere wasn't there without the crowd. Also zero banter from the players, much like the Tiger and Phil match. It was fun seeing them carrying and zapping yardages, though just shows how much they rely on their caddies. So that first point around atmosphere, absolutely, it was always going to be a little bit different. No crowds there. I think because of my personal opinion on it was the fact that crowds do make a difference, but you've also, if you're going to be having the guys mic'd up, my god, you've got to get them chatting to each other. It didn't look like they were that comfortable with it. I think Rory is probably the most comfortable with it, and there was times where commentators were kind of talking over what the guys were saying. I think the everyday golfer wants to hear what Rory and Dustin and Ricky and Matthew are talking about. They don't necessarily want to hear the fact that this is an uphill putt. Like, you can probably work that out. So yeah, it was a shame. I think some of the banter was probably missed from that. When it comes to carrying their own bags was a cool thing to see. So normally obviously they're used to the caddies being there and having to work that out for themselves as well. You know, these guys are world-class athletes, so you'd think that they'd be able to zap a yardage and be able to work out wind, etc. But it's interesting to see they didn't quite get it right all the time. So just how much do they rely on them caddies? Probably quite a lot for that extra few percent to make them the best in the world and play the best as well. But yeah, some really good golf. Thanks for the question, GMAC. You guys head over and check out his YouTube channel if you haven't already. So the second question from another one of the Shankers, actually, from Golf Nuts, said that truth be told he only watched one hole and turned it off. So it's interesting that I had quite a few people saying that. I personally watched a few and then I had to switch off for a little bit, watch another TV show that I watched and then come back to it. I think it was quite a long watch, really, and yeah, I can understand why some people kind of it didn't really grip people to start off with. They could have done a lot more to make sure that it was a lot better to start off with to keep the audience there, but you know, this is a trial and error. This is a one-time kind of job, so it was always going to be a little bit kind of mismatch. It wasn't always going to be perfect, but I can understand why you might have turned it off to start off with, because it was a little bit drab. Next point comes from Golf Guy Review. So he said, great to raise money for charity, but it wasn't a competition, it didn't really hold any interest in any of his interests. Struggled with the commentary as well, but appreciate televised golf infrastructure is missing, so it's tough to do. Great idea, just not for me. Again, I do agree with that in certain parts. I think for me personally, I don't think it has to be a competition to hold my interest personally, but I think then you've got to televise it differently. I think you've got to have maybe some different presenters, maybe some slightly different commentators, and I think they're obviously getting paid, these commentators do their job, and they haven't done for a number of months now, so they're obviously absolutely buzzing to get back out there and probably talking more than they probably should have, as I said before. But yeah, it was always going to be a really tough job. I just think that they probably could have made it a bit funner. You know, they're 4 pretty likeable characters in the game. You probably could have had a bit more fun with it, seeing as you was raising money for charity. It didn't have to be quite as formal, but yeah, good points, and yeah, thanks for posting your comments, really appreciate that. Next comment come from Owen, the Tattoo Golfer. Again, if you haven't already seen, go and check out his channel as well on YouTube. I thought it was cool to see the lads carrying their own clubs and using their rangefinders. It was a tad stale for me. Wasn't a lot of interaction and banter between the lads, even though they were all mic'd up, and Donald Trump chatting away was a tad weird. Yeah, so getting on to that last point, cutting away to the likes of Bill Murray and Donald Trump, I just think were odd. They weren't really needed. Like, Bill Murray can be funny, but that was just a really awkward interview. It was really staged. It didn't need to be that way. So yeah, I think as well the Donald Trump thing, it got a bit political. It's like, I get it from an American point of view, it's what they do. They think that makes good TV, but obviously Sky was just taken straight from, it was the NBC that put it on. But yeah, I just found it really odd, and it didn't need to be in there. But I think it's one of the things, it was always going to be a little bit different. It probably wasn't going to be aimed so much at a British audience, more American audience, and it got people talking, so I guess that's all that matters to them. And it raised a lot of money, I think over $5.5 million in the end. So yeah, fantastic cause. Whether that kind of political stuff needed to be in there, I don't personally think so, but it probably got the ratings up a little bit as well. Next point I had was from Alan, aka This Dad Golfs, over on Instagram. So he said, tricky one, I enjoyed golf, being back on TV, loved the fact it raised loads of money for charity, and also enjoyed the golfers carrying themselves to an extent. I enjoyed them playing without fans, so you can hear what they're saying and their thoughts on the course, which again, I totally agree with that. I think that's something that could have been made a lot more of, but wasn't, but still really good to see. There's no doubting that the format didn't lend itself well to TV, lack of proper competition didn't help that, and lack of atmosphere was evident, as much as the crowd annoy me with shouting stupid things like cheeseburger. So yeah, again, agree. I think crowds are really important for atmosphere. Sometimes the American fans are a little bit different than us Brits, and they can shout some pretty stupid things, and I think that is just to get on TV, and sometimes that ruins the atmosphere a little bit. It just makes it a little bit kind of cheesy, no pun intended. But yeah, I think that format had to be just played a little bit differently. If you're going to do a format like that, which is a bit more fun, then you need to have more fun with it. If it's stroke play in a big competition, I have the commentators talking, have it very formal. I totally understand why you have that, but when it comes to a more relaxed setting, when you've got these guys having a bit of fun, they're wearing shorts, they're in a beautiful golf course like Simmental, just have fun with it. You don't need to be as wooden, let the guys kind of do their own thing. Obviously it's live, but there's going to be a bit of a delay. If they say something that shouldn't be said, and there was some things said that shouldn't have been, you should have time to be able to get rid of them, but clearly they didn't. So yeah, just one of them things. But thanks again for your comment, really interesting for. And at the end of this video, I'm just going to go into some of my thoughts about it and how I think golf moving forward should move on. Now last of all, I'm just going to go through some of the comments I got from the Golf Mates group on Facebook. So I put the question out to them guys what they thought of it. So Keith Knight said, great to see him playing like we do, lugging bags and having banter. Course wasn't the most interesting though. So that's something I saw quite a lot of last night, people saying, oh, what's so special about it? I think visually it's a beautiful course, and obviously it's in a lovely part of Florida, but yeah, it wasn't. I think you probably could have done it somewhere like Sawgrass or somewhere that's maybe a little bit more iconic. Maybe that wasn't possible, but it kind of did fit into the more relaxed setting, and the idea of them wearing shorts and them chatting away. It was like them just going out into a local golf course and playing, which I guess it is probably quite local to most of them guys. Yeah, it wasn't the most interesting, but I think it could have been done a little bit better. Like I say, maybe choosing, I mean, you could have chose Augusta. You could have the guys playing around there. I mean, I don't know the rules upon where they could and couldn't get on, but I'm sure that any golf course in the world would want the amount of people that watched that last night watching their golf course, and the fun and the charity element as well. So yeah, really surprised that it was somewhere like that. And I was saying before, why hasn't it been on TV before? Maybe that's why. It's not the most exciting golf course. It's flat, yeah, it's windy, but it wasn't the most exciting, was it? Connor Field commented saying, just shows how the caddy makes a big part of their game. So yeah, definitely, I think that advice from the caddy, especially if you're someone like Rory and you've got such a good connection with your caddy and you've been with them for a number of years, I think it makes such a difference. Club selection, obviously distance, knowing how, like, advice into how to play the shot and things like that is a massive thing. Just down to like carrying your bag. Them guys wouldn't have been used to carrying the golf bag. I wonder what difference that made on their kind of fatigue. You know, they're all fit guys, but does carrying a heavy golf bag make a difference to the way you swing the club when you're used to just walking down the fairways? And it was really funny actually to see Dustin kind of forgetting his golf bag a couple of times. So he'd walk off a tee and then kind of in his head go, oh god, and then run back. And there's a few clips of that. I'll try and put a few different bits of pictures of this as we go on, but it did make me laugh. But these guys just aren't used to it, so I guess it is what it is. The comment from Daz Terry says, I enjoyed it. Strangely, it made them more relatable watching them carry a bag like we see on our own courses, and using rangefinders as well. So I think, yeah, bringing them guys down to earth. They are world-class golfers, but yeah, there was some missed shots in there. They haven't played as much as they normally would do. They're carrying their own bags. So yeah, it was almost like a fly-on-the-wall documentary. You know, you wouldn't normally see them guys in that setting, you wouldn't normally hear everything they say, but I definitely think that it will make golfers a lot more relatable to the average golfer, even though people like Rory have got great personalities, and just being able to hear them laughing and joking and stuff does make a massive difference. So yeah, I think it could be something that happens again. And last comment that I've got here is from Dan Astley. He says, nice to see them struggling to hold putts without a local caddy showing them the lines. I find something nice in the fact they all laugh and chat together. Not many sports where you can do that, a level of respect and friendship between the competitors. So absolutely, I think that in the big competitions, obviously the guys are friendly with their mates, but generally won't talk to each other, or it's very much kind of minimal because they're all basically doing their jobs. So they all want to win. They want to be in that top 5, top 10, earn that money. But yeah, it was really good to hear them chatting. I think there were some funny moments as well. So Ricky, there was a few different moments of him. Rory's chip when he just duffed it about 5 yards, and the other guys kind of like sniggered. There were some really good moments in there as well, and I really look forward to kind of watching it back. I watched it live, but hopefully they put out if there's not already a highlights video of some of the best bits as well. That'd be really good to watch. So yeah, my kind of opinion on it all, fantastic for charity. The most important thing is the money they're raised. Obviously it's a shame it's all going to, obviously it's helping all the American hospitals and kind of nurses and stuff like that, which is a great cause. It's a shame it didn't go across to kind of the world or into the UK as well, Rory, but it is what it is. I thought overall it was a good event. It was better than having no golf to watch. There were points where it could have been changed a lot differently. It could have been a little more fun, as I say. Maybe having different kind of commentators, maybe less commentary, maybe not the interviews, maybe less ad breaks, but that's again ways that they've helped to raise the money, so I guess that is part of the parcel. Will they do it again? I don't know. Golf is going to be back, they reckon, in another 2 or 3 weeks without any kind of fans, so I think they won't, because that element's going to be back. But the likes of Tiger versus Phil, which was last year, and this event, for example, could lead itself to once or twice a year these companies getting on board and their athletes actually doing this more often. And I think it'd be really good, but I think it's got to be evaluated. I think that you've got to think about how to make it more fun. Back in the days of having like the putt-putt competitions and stuff like that, it was just like fast and quick and exciting. That's what, if you're going to do these types of events, which are meant to be fun and they're meant to be a little bit kind of off the cuff and you have the guys mic'd up, you've got to let it be natural. I don't think you need the Wood and S presenters that are just kind of churning out the same kind of stuff they would if they were, you know, doing, I don't know, doing the Masters or the Open. I think you've got to have it a little bit more fun. When you interview the guys, it's got to be, it's just, you've got to let the guys talk and you've got to let them have fun between themselves and relax. And I think that's the problem, because there were so many people there, it was so orchestrated, it almost lost the essence of what it was all about, which was to have some fun, which was to raise money, which he did, but I don't think that come across to the viewers. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below. Again, thanks to everyone that commented before to help me make this video. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the event? Would you like to see it back again? If so, what kind of format? How would you like it changed? So yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.